Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. First of all, since this video, we've crossed 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I am so over the moon. It's been a long, like 3 years and a bit, so it's really exciting. I do hope to do a giveaway or something soon. I just haven't thought it out. I haven't planned it out because I wasn't really planning on hitting it, you know. So, yeah, that's the thing. Today, I'm a little bit more casual. I'm in some workout gear. I did a workout earlier, but, you know, I just wanted to talk about a palette. I wanted to talk about a palette that exists in some way, but just like kinda. You either have to have a lot of something in order to have this palette, or I don't know. I just wish that it was like real, that you could just buy it as is. I really do. I shared this over on Instagram. A lot of people were really excited about it, and I've actually really loved it too. And I keep looking at it, and I was going to take it when I went away on my trip with me, but then I didn't because I didn't think I would use it. But I think I would have used it if I took it. So I kind of do regret not taking it, but I really wanted to play with it today. I really want to do a look of some sort. The palette is not my Safari palette, but it's housed in my Safari palette. So what I went ahead and did was I made my own Natasha Denona palette, because who doesn't want this amazing green blue color story? Like, I've got some kind of bluey tones right here, more like teal blues, and this one's like definitely a blue, but you know, I thought that would be a good color for depth. But just soak it in. Soak this in. We wish it was real, Natasha, because I would have totally bought this just like this. I would have. But I thought we could play. I thought that we could play with this. I will have swatches up on the screen for you guys somewhere here, and I'll let you know what all of the shades in this palette are. What I'll do is I will have them on screen for you guys so that you know exactly what shades I have in this palette, so that if you have any of these palettes, you can actually jump into some of your palettes to use these shades, or maybe create your own version of this palette. I am so excited. I do have another one that I made actually just not that long ago, and I really do love it, and I thought about playing with that one, but I really just want to play with greens today. And I don't know why, because I'm generally not really a green lover, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play with some greens today. All right, you guys, I've brought you super up close and personal because I thought that this would be a better way to get a look at what I'm doing. I am just putting on the Urban Decay Primer Potion on my lids so that my eyes are primed. Though I will say, I feel like with the Natasha Denona formula, you can probably even get away with just using a like concealer underneath. Also, I really want to try out her eyeshadow primer, but I noticed that it's no longer like in stock on Sephora anymore. And I don't know if it's on her website, but I'm not about to order it from her website because it's just too much to ship to Canada. But do you guys know what's up with that? I also thought I heard Angelica say that she thinks it's been reformulated. So I hope that they're coming out with one, because I mean, I've heard great things about that one, but I would love to try her eyeshadow formula with, her eyeshadow primer with her eyeshadow formula. So we're just gonna jump right into this. I know I'm so close. Hopefully it's not awkward. Hopefully not. Sometimes we just gotta get a little close up, you know? I'm going to start with this weird little Morphe brush that I have. It looks like this. I don't know if this exists anymore. It's an E22. Beats me, but that is what I'm going to use. And I think I'm a little bit nervous to use this shade, to be honest, but I think I'm going to go in with the one that I have here in place of Aya. I will put on screen what this shade actually is, in terms of like what the name of it actually is with Natasha Denona's formula, but that is what I'm going to go ahead and use. And I think I'm just going to use the palette as my mirror. So I'm going to start like closer to the lid, but I'm going to build it up because I feel like her shadows actually tend to layer okay. This one actually, compared to other shadows of hers that I've tried, has a lot more kick up. I really don't even know what kind of look I'm going for yet, but let's see. Sorry if you hear noises in the back. I don't know what Apollo is doing out there. He is on guard for the house, doing his, you know, due diligence. It's a really pretty shade, actually. I think this one is from the TRIOCHROME palette, but I just don't remember the name off the top of my head. It's a super light minty green. Of course, like I said, I will have the name. Excuse like the little hairs and stuff. I haven't done my brows in like months, I feel like. So my brows generally don't tend to grow back. So I pluck the hairs that show up like every 6 or 7 months, and it hasn't happened yet. And I have like an eyebrow hair or something flying around up there, so that's fun. I am taking this one a little bit higher up, and I don't mind if it's near my brow bone because I think I'm going to top that off with something too. I'm just going to add a little bit more on this side to do the same thing. And I don't want to keep this look very like minty, so we are going to switch up what we can for the shades. I think next I will use this brush. This is from a brand called Mix Girl. I think I got it at one of like those Japanese stationery type stores. It's kind of like more of a pinched blending brush, if you can kind of tell, like it's fluffier that way and then it's kind of flatter this way. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I think that the shade I want to go in with is, I'm going to go in with this one here. I think this also might be from TRIOCHROME. I think a lot of this palette is actually TRIOCHROME. Can you imagine, like, because I don't know what I'm using right now, that I end up using entirely TRIOCHROME? That would be so funny. I'm just going to use this like right underneath, and I want to blend it into that mint. And I feel like those are kind of blending together really, really beautifully. Super stunning shade. Again, same thing on this eye. The thing I love about Natasha's formula is that the shades or the shadows are just so effortless, especially like her mattes. Like you could literally just pop 3 shades onto your lids and you'll look like you've blended to the gods, and people will be like, wow, like how do you blend your eyeshadow? And you'll be like, I don't know, ask Natasha. That's kind of how I feel about her formula. Like, I remember my first ever experience with Natasha Denona. I think it was a glam palette that I bought last year when it came out. I know, right? Last year. So that means, sorry. I'm sorry. Apollo! I'm just gonna have to pause and wait for him to stop working. I think he's done. There was like a UPS dude or someone that kind of went by. Apollo dude? No. Okay, I think next I'm going to go in with this shade here, the kind of teal shade. And I think I'm going to take that on that same brush, and I'm just going to lightly tap into it. And we're going to pop this on our outer corner. Look how easily, like look how easily, I didn't even do very much, and it's just kind of blending. And also Natasha's formula is one of those where I feel like I can do like my foundation first and then put anything else on after. I'm going to bring this in a little bit more. Just look at that. Like it's wild to me when they just like blend like no one's business. Can you tell? I'm going to take the same shade on the other outer corner. I think I might do a bit of a halo. Let's see. Because I tried doing a halo and it didn't work out. I really like that shade. I'm also going to go in with a little bit on the inner corner. I think we'll do kind of a halo eye. I'm going to try to not use SCARAB because I feel like everything I've used so far might be from TRIOCHROME. I'm not 100% certain, but it feels like it. I'm going to take a different clean brush. I'm just using this one. It's kind of a, I'm just going to use this one. It's kind of a blending brush I got a long time ago from Royal and Langnickel. It's the Pro Tapered Blender 150. I got this at IMAX like in 2010, 2011. one of those ears. I'm going to go back in with that brighter green shade here. I just want to add some back into my crease, just so we still have some of that green. Isn't that so pretty? I love that. Okay, I think next I'm gonna try to take the shade that I have here where Tribe is. This might be from the gold palette, I think. I'm pretty certain that it's from the gold palette. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one, and I'm also gonna put that kind of in the very outer corner and the very inner corner. I'm just gonna look for the right brush though. Maybe we'll use like a pencil brush. So we'll use this kind of pencil brush. This is the E30 pencil brush from Sigma. And I'm just gonna go into that shade. So it just picks up, see, it wants to focus on my face, but it just picks up very nicely. This is, I think, the cream to powder matte formula, which is also really, really beautiful. I'm just gonna tap that on the very, very outer corner. It almost seems like, oh, this one's giving me a lot of fallout, which is really interesting considering this is supposed to be the, what's that called formula? Cream to powder. Oh no, we've made a mess. Can you tell now? It looks like I have a bruised under eye. Fun times. I'm not gonna worry too much about blending. Oh, sorry you guys. I don't know why it didn't go back to usual or like the autofocus. I'm not gonna worry too much about blending right now. I just want to place the color. You might be able to hear Apollo. He just kind of walked in. Okay, so now you can see I've placed the color. Again, I'm going to go in with that super kind of bright green that we had in the crease, and I'm just going to keep blending that a little bit more because I want the crease to look blended, but everything else I'm not too worried about because I'm going to place some shimmers over those. I do want to go back in with that teal because we feel like we've lost it there a little bit. Okay, so that's what we've got going so far. I think the next shade that I want to use is this one here. This one is definitely from the gold palette. It looks super like opaque, but it's just kind of like a toppery type of shade. Like, look at that. Look at that. You need to look at that swatch. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. So I'm going to place that like right here. Oh, we didn't focus back. So I'm going to place it like right here. Oh, I went into the wrong shade. And then again, just in the inner corner a bit. It's so sparkly. And same thing on this eye. And so here's where we're at. So that's what it's looking like right now. You can see I kind of have that patchiness in the middle where I haven't placed a color. I think we're going to go in with one of the brighter shades there. See, I just can't decide. Do I go in with LIMECHROME, which also has a really like funny shift, or do I go in with SCARAB? I feel like SCARAB would be kind of more fun to use. There's also this shade, which is like a really nice, like kind of gold. Oops, right there on my finger. It's this one here in this pan. That would be really pretty too. I almost feel like SCARAB might be pretty though. And then I have Mint Frost as well, which would be pretty, but you know what? I think we're going to do LIMECHROME in the inner corner. I'm going to go in with SCARAB, which is that, you know, shifty one from her palette. And I'm going to place that right in the center. I can feel it falling on my face. Probably fell down my shirt though. Okay, again on this eye. Just in that center area. And if you get any like, you know, towards the inner or outer corner and you're like, oh crap, I lost some of that deeper shade that I had put on at the beginning, you can always just go in with more, grab some more, and you can just tap some right over SCARAB and you get a little bit more blend that way too, I find. Like it just kind of makes it a little bit seamless. So I'm definitely going to do that on both my eyes because I just want it to be like, I want it to look like it's one shadow, but it's not. I mean you always want to, but you know. So Let's see if I can show you. Isn't that stunning? Oh my goodness. I love that it's like blue and green and not just green, because let's face it, if I had to pick a color, I'm a blue girl all the way. I'm wiping off my fingers on like a piece of I'm wiping off my fingers on a piece of packing paper from my Sephora package, because I mean, it's works better than a wipe or a towel. That's all I gotta say about that. I do want to place some LIMECHROME, and for LIMECHROME, I think that I'm gonna have to use like a super small brush of some kind. Just trying to see which one. I think I will use this kind of brush. This is meant to be like a concealer brush, but I think it will hold it better. This is the Japanesque 310. So LIMECHROME was this one here in the center. As you can see, it's kind of a shifty shade. So we're gonna go in with that one. And I'm gonna pop that on my inner corner. I'm gonna kind of bring it up. And then same thing on this side. This is such a cool shade. I love this shade. And then next I'm going to use a more flat shader brush. This is also Japanesque, and this is their 341. This one looks like this. So just any kind of stubby shader brush. These are usually very like dense. I'm going to go ahead and take this shade here, which I believe is also from the Gold palette. And it's just a very like topper like shade, but I'm going to pop this up on my brow bone because I feel like that is always really pretty. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Like, look at, hang on. Look at the shine. Look at the sparkle. It's so pretty. And then we just got to do our lower lash line. I'll do like lashes and all that kind of stuff towards the end. I think for the lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to start with the shade here. And I'm just going to take it on that same fluffy pinched brush and I just like to open my eyes like really, really wide, and then I just like run it. I think my concealer is creasing just a little bit. I had my face makeup on for a bit, and then I was making some cookie dough that needed to set in the fridge for a little bit. So while that is setting, here I am. And then next using a brush like this that's a little more dense, again, along with the same lines of the stubby little shader brush that we were using. I'm gonna go in with, I think we're gonna use this shade here, and I'm just gonna pop that on kind of the outer third, just about there. Oh, I don't know why this thing is having issues focusing. I don't think I ever really have major issues with this lens. But I'm just gonna kind of buff that out. Taking more of that green shade. Using that same like concealer brush from earlier, I'm gonna grab this shade here. I'm just gonna pop it on the inner third of the lid at the lower lash line. I probably should have wet this one. I'm just going in with my foundation brush after brushing some of that off. All right, I'm just gonna go pop on some mascara, liner, and lashes, and I will be right back. Okay, I just wanted to come back on and show you a close-up before we like push back and chat about the palette. All right, so that was a lot up close, but hopefully that kind of gives you an idea. Let's jump back and talk about this. All right, so we're back. We're talking about this look and this palette. Oh, you can see my mess. I don't want you to see my mess. There you go. There is my palette. I love her. You guys, I don't know if I'm going to take this one apart for a while, to be honest, because it's so freaking beautiful. I feel like you could also do like lighter looks. You can do darker looks. You have so much variety. Like looking at this palette, you know, you can do something really, really light just using like these shades here. You can do something mid-tone using these, and then you have these to add depth and create something more smoky like I decided to do. But there's options. I wish I had like more of her palettes so that I could create looks. On that note, I've actually been tempted, even though I bought the new Nomad palette that's coming out. I do want the pastel palette, but I don't want the palette for the palette itself. Like I would probably never use it in that form. Maybe, but I really, really just want it so that I could create new palettes with palettes, right? You know what? I want to show you a sneak peek of the other palette that I made that I'm really, really excited about. And let me know if you guys want to see a video with that. Hang on. Okay, I really didn't think I was going to be giving this palette a debut in this video, but we're going to do it. So I've set it up in the little Natasha Denona Love palette. So I've used her midi sized palettes, and I have all of them except for, I don't have Zendo and I don't have the new pastel palette. So I'm only missing the two. But look at this. Look at this. How beautiful is she? I am excited. This is such a fun like spring summer color story. We've got some purples, we've got pinks, we've got yellows, we've got greens. Like perfect. Perfection. So excited about that. Let me know if you want to see a video on it because I have no idea what shades are in there. I just kind of like, because I have no idea what shades are actually in here. I know there's shades from Love, from Metropolis, from Sunrise, from Retro, maybe a few other, I don't know. But if you do want to see a video or something on that, let me know. I can definitely do that for you guys. And also just like look at these two together, like the green and the pink. Like what if it totally matches my vibe. Ah, I should have put it in the retro one because that's more of like this vibe. But yeah, I do want the pastel. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you think it's worth me getting it for the sake of creating palettes? Is it worth it? Or do you think I can live without it? Because the thing is that palette as a whole probably won't work. I mean, it will probably work for me, but some of the tones might be a little bit ashy for my liking. I prefer depth, but I can definitely create with it. You guys got to let me know fast though, because the sale's on right now. Is the sale going to be over by the time this video goes up? I don't even know. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right, you guys, I hope that you all have a wonderful day. If you are new here, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I feel like I'm so excited to grow now that we've hit 1,000. I feel like that ride to 1,000 is like the hardest ride. And then after that, it's just like, okay, this is a little exciting. So I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. If you do wish to, you are not being, you know, held to a gun, so you don't have. I would love for you to subscribe. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if that's something you're up for. Totally no pressure, but I would really love for you to stick around. Of course, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. It really helps my channel out, and that way I know that you enjoyed this video and I can create more content like this for you guys. I hope that you're all staying safe, you're being kind, you're being healthy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.